Atlas, which we actually announced here at CES. That's going to be
successful general purpose robots. There are three.
I saw about 30 robots at CES this year. Some of them actually worked. After 4 days on the floor, one thing stood out. When you see the robots back to back, the gap between what's real and what's just a good demo becomes obvious. I'm rating these robots S through D based on what I actually saw them do, not specs or price.
That's so cool.
Oh, why, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Interacting with Sharpa North was one of the highlights of my time at CES. What I like about their approach is they really focused on how the robot handles objects and understands its surroundings. Sure, it was slow to make decisions, but it's got over 1,000 pressure sensors in each fingertip, which lets it handle everything with real care and precision. And when dealt a hand of blackjack, well, remember in Vegas, the dealer always wins. A tier.
Victory is mine this round. Thanks for playing. Come back anytime.
Since Robot is an arm that plays you in chess, physically on a real board, and it's brutal, topping out around 3200 ELO. But playing a robot is still just playing a robot. Here's what would make it special. Let a friend control the arm from their phone, and now you're playing with them on a real board no matter where they are. Easily the coolest way to play with someone who isn't there. As is though, it's just you and a bot for $1,000. C tier, but build that friend mode and I can see a case for it. We've reached the final frontier of robot vacuums. Stairs. Roborock's Saurus rover just grows legs and climbs them, which means yes, our vacuums now have legs. Sleep tight. Honestly, this is the biggest leap the category's probably seen in 20 years. One problem though is you can't actually buy it. There's no price or release date set. But you've gotta respect a booth that commits this hard. Sweet Robo skipped the future and built a robotic carnival. Nothing fancy, but my wife walked off with the balloon cat she's still sad we didn't bring home. And the cotton candy actually came out great. With a neat design, it tasted good, none of that sad robot energy. It's not advancing robotics an inch, and it's not even trying to. It just wanted to be fun, and it was. It was cuteness and whimsy maxing. That's why I'm placing it in C. Rovar X3 is an outdoor companion robot. It follows you on hikes, 1.5 feet tall, can't carry your gear, can't navigate for you, and it can't take any better pictures than your phone. What it can do is follow you for 6 hours, die mid-trail, and become the heaviest thing you've ever carried out of the woods. Yeah, that's a D tier.
He's like,
Quick board check. Solid start, but nobody's safe. The fact that we're approaching a time where the Doc Ock arms from Spider-Man is real is kind of crazy. These are from Happily Robotics, and they won 2 CES rewards for it. They have force feedback, which makes it useful for surgery, VR, those kind of applications. It is still a dev kit, so it's not a product you can buy, and for that, it's a C tier.
Nice to meet you.
I watched 2 G1s and headgear throwing hands. It looks like the robot Uprising finally got a fight card. Except watch the stutter after each hit. Turns out each punch is a guy off stage in a mocap suit. And this is Unitree, the company Ben Jordan caught shipping encrypted data back to China. Fake fighter, sketchy company, C. Most of the barista bots were the same robot arm doing the same coffee. Then I hit Yokai Express and ordered a fruit green tea. And it was kind of mesmerizing watching the arm grab the pod and build the whole drink from start to finish. Then I tried it, and it was chain level good. Something I'd honestly order again, and I did not expect to say that about a robot. Which is why it stuck with me. The rest poured coffee, Yokai was building an actual drink like boba tea, and it tasted like someone who knew what they were doing. Exactly what I'd want when the real shops closed. B tier. The rest, C. This is the John Deere X9. Sure, you could view it as not a robot, but this machine makes complex, real-time decisions using cameras, satellite guidance, and AI to adjust harvesting settings based on the crop conditions, and it's already on farms now. To put it in perspective, this thing processes the equivalent of 63,000 tortilla chips in grain per second. This is automation at an agricultural scale. A tier.
3,000 tortilla chips per second.
We're 10 robots in, the middle of the board is packed, and the bottom is deserved. This is a presentation for Spot from Boston Dynamics, and I'm going to let him take it from here.
There are many thousands of these robots deployed in these industries behind me. The first is that Spot is an autonomous data collection robot. It can be equipped with many different types of sensors that can go around and collect information about customer sites, alerting human companions when it sees something wrong, and telling them about safety and security conditions.
Take those sensors off of Spot and slap an arm on it, and it goes from a robot that just looks around to one that actually interacts with its environment. Opening doors, hitting switches, closing valves. This is Spot in the workforce. Now to see what Spot's really capable of, watch this.
Great job, Spot.
This is Atlas, Spot's humanoid big brother, also from Boston Dynamics, built to actually work in factories. I squeezed up front for this awesome demo and presentation.
There, the way that it stood up is is very, very unusual, right? Why did we do that? Well, we always like to push the limits of machines for efficiency. We always like to optimize. That's a way to take up the smallest amount of area when the robot stands.
Aw, it waves. But watch what it does when it goes to the rack. Unlike those boxing robots with the guy in the controller, Atlas actually taught itself how to do this.
You know, this state where I'm opening the top of the rack, I would have to explicitly program each individual grasp for the part. I would have to have some logic for knowing when I've depleted a particular rack and I need to lift to get to the next layer. You don't have to do any of that because it's all been demonstrated. So you've simply created a statistical correlation between what the robot perceives and how it's supposed to move.
And when it's done, it puts itself away. The calendar's already full though. Hyundai's lines are waiting. DeepMind built the brain, and every unit this year is already claimed. CNET called it the best robot of the show, and so did I. S tier.
Give it a banana.
Allegro Hand is a dexterous robotic hand platform with 16 degrees of freedom, fully actuated fingers, so research groups and companies are using these for manipulation tasks. It's impressive hardware, but like Happily, it's a research tool, so not a consumer product. And the people who need this already know about it. Everyone else walks right past. C tier. Realbotix has created hyper-realistic humanoids in an uncanny valley cranked to 11. The technology behind the eye movement and expressions is interesting, but I personally don't want these around me. And I don't think most people do either. They're pitching these for hotel front desks and customer service. That's a hard sell when the product makes people uncomfortable by design. Here they are with skin on. Yikes.
You know, surviving. What's good with you, person? You like the CES or you fun?
having a little fun. What do you think is the most interesting hole at CES?
Now we wait for this Gen Z clanker to call out to ChatGPT.
Bro, not gonna lie, I'm kind of locked in on anything that's got robot doggies or AI doing goofy stuff. But if they got free snacks in a mall, that's my top pick for real.
Alright, final check-in. The top tier finally showed up, and the rest is now chaos. Tin Kung Robotics had a solid sorting demo. Everything else, though, dance routines, running in place, it all felt like booth filler. When Atlas is doing factory work, running in place at a trade show doesn't move the needle. C tier, good hardware, looking for a job. Speaking of work, Dinobot is tackling me and my wife's least favorite chore. The footage speaks for itself. While not fast, it picks up and folds laundry with accuracy that rivals all the bots so far. It's already working a real laundromat 16 hours a day. I can't wait to put this time-consuming chore in the past. Maybe 2030? Until it folds my laundry, B tier. Now this is more fun. Third hand of the day and easily the classiest. Just look at those fingers fly. The piano's kind of a cheat for a robot hand. The keys are always in the same spot and it never actually has to grab anything. And isn't grabbing the whole point? This isn't even the hand they sell too. Theirs has 11 joints, not 21. C tier. Bodyfriend has built the ultimate massage chair, except it's barely a chair. It moves your arms and legs for you, stretches, rehab, it even stands you up. After 12 miles of walking, this was all I wanted. So did every other exhausted attendee. This guy got his turn, and his face says it all. B tier. And here's the final tier list for CES 2026. My takeaway, the best robots weren't the flashy ones. They were the boring ones already deployed and doing real work. And for CES, it says a lot that most of the top tier isn't even something you can buy. How would you rank them? Drop yours below? Wesops out.